In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, we're going to take a look at how you can change the keyboard commands to fit the way you think and the style of your video editing. Sometimes the commands that are built into PowerDirector don't seem intuitive to any of us, and so you can modify those to fit the way you think and the way you like to edit. This can vastly increase your productivity. There are actually other things that you can add to the list of keyboard commands to make it faster yet. So let me show you how this works. We're going to take a new example. There is a difference in PowerDirector 365 in the most recent release on how you select a range. To do that, you can highlight one or more clips like I will on this text, and then you press the X key and it will start the in and out for that range. You can modify it all you want, but it's the X key. Now, one of my subscribers said, that doesn't seem intuitive to me. I would like maybe a different key to work because that's not how I think. So let's look at how we can change some of that. So what we're going to do is go to it one of two ways. One way is to click on the Edit menu and choose Keyboard Hotkeys and then Customize. And then you'll see this menu. I'm going to cancel out of that. If you forget that way to get in, you simply click on the Settings gear in the upper right corner, and then you can click on the Editing option, and then the Keyboard Hotkeys Customize, and you get to the same screen. I find that a little more cumbersome, but there's two doors into the same result. So let's get back and go what I think is the easiest way. Simply edit and then go down to Keyboard Hotkeys and Customize. You notice you have something called a hotkey set. There is a default one, and I'm working on one that I designed myself that I simply called Alt. You can create as many of these as you want. So if I click on the down arrow, I see right now I have only two to pick from. I have the PowerDirector default, which sets everything to factory normal. Then I have one I'm using that I called Alt that I modified for my use. We're going to show you how to create as many of these as possible in a moment. But you notice you have different classes of commands. You have the application menu bar, and there is a triangle indicating you have 4 different submenus under the application bar. You have a file submenu where you can control commands there, an edit submenu, a view submenu, and a playback submenu. Now you notice some of the commands that you can control have nothing in them. Those are the ones that you can actually add to. So you could add a command here or here. We'll show you an example in a moment. So those are my 4 application menu bar areas where we can change the commands. Beyond that, we have System, and there are 4 elements there. We have Capture. If you do a lot of capture, you can add some here or modify. We have Library, which has just 4. Workspace, which has quite a few. Many of them simply blank, which you can add to. And then we have Designer. Those are the options that we have. So let's go to Workspace and look at this Select Clip range. Now the default is X. Well, X isn't intuitive to me to select a range. So I'm going to click on this and let's try another key. Let me just press the R key. Oh, now I didn't get an error message. So that tells me that the R key is available for me. If I want to use it, I simply click OK, and it will save it to the set that I'm using right now, which is my Alt set. Now let's try the same command. We're going to highlight this area here, press the R key for range, and now it's selected my range. So it did exactly what I thought it would do. I like that. Let's go back to our Edit and our Keyboard Hotkey menu again and try it on some others. I'll go back to Customize. And we're back to Workspace. By the way, if I want to change this back to normal, how do I do that if I don't like it? I click on that again, and I don't type in like backspace or delete. I just click on Restore, and that will restore that key only to default. If I click there, I'm back to X. If I type R again, now I'm on R. And click on OK. Now if I like the set I'm using and I want to make it an alternative, I can click on Save As. I give it a name. I will call this Test and click on OK. Now it tells me I'm in the test hotkey set, and I have now test, alt, and PowerDirector default. So I have 3 to pick from now. We'll just stay in the test. If I don't want the test one, I click on delete. It will delete the test one. It will never delete the default one. Let me give you a couple others that I find interesting ways in which you can do this. We have a restore opacity level. Let's say I want to restore the opacity. Well, maybe I could do that with the O for opacity. Now I have an error message. It says the O is currently used as mark out. So what I would have to do is I would have to remap that to O, and then I'm messing with the O command. I don't want to do that. I'm going to click on cancel. Try Control O. Control O is also used to open a project. I don't want that. I'll click on cancel. How about Alt O? Oh, Alt O is available. So if I want Alt O to restore opacity, I can use that. Let's try that. Let's go and give ourselves a little more room here to see our tracks. I'll increase the track here. Let's change the opacity here and lower it down just a little bit. No, quite a bit there, it looks like. Okay, so I changed the opacity on the video clip. I'll try Alt O, and it restored it. So it works. Let's try a couple of others. I'm going to click on the edit again, go to keyboard hotkeys and customize. I could use one to insert a project, do all kinds of things. I want to go to the library one. Here's one that bugs me. Import media files is Control Q. So if I want to import new files into my media room, I do Control Q. I don't like that. Q isn't intuitive to anything for me. I'll click on here. Let's try I for import. No, I can't use that. That is used already as mark in, and I want to leave that as mark in. So I'll cancel that. All right, how about Control I? That's used to make text italic. I'll press escape for that one. Let's try Alt I. Alt I for import. Oh, I like that. I import. All I have to do is remember it's the Alt key. I'll click on OK. Let's see if it works. I do Alt I, and now I can import. Click on the clip I want, click on open, and we're good. Okay, so that's the way to import. So these are the various ways in which you can use your own thinking and your own patterns of thought to modify many of the keyboard commands found in PowerDirector so that you edit faster, quicker, and more intuitively inside of the program.